So more sun and heat is predicted this weekend, but it's time, as ever, to make sure the cream and hats are slapped on, because Devon has one of the highest skin cancer rates in the United Kingdom, with more than 3,000 new cases every year. It's thought 80% of those cases could have been prevented if they'd been spotted early enough. Well, now a Devon health charity is using skin cancer survivors themselves to warn people about the risks of exposure to the sun. Our reporter Wendy Buckingham has been finding out more from the Westbank Healthy Living Centre's Lucy DeGaris.
It's a project that's led by volunteer champions, so people who've suffered from skin cancer themselves, who want to go out there and make a difference and encourage other people to take precautions or take action that will hopefully mean they won't develop skin cancer themselves, or that if they do spot the early signs of it, that they take action and go and see their GP.
So these are people who've suffered it themselves. How many have you got going around?
Over the course of the project, we've recruited about 10 volunteers. We've got 3 really active volunteers who... It takes a lot for people who've suffered from life-affecting illness such as cancer to then actually be confident to go out there and talk to groups. So our volunteers are very special.
So will they be going to schools or groups or what?
When we're targeting teenagers and young people, they'll be going to schools and colleges and talking to groups either in small classes or in assemblies. When we're targeting adults around spotting the early signs of skin cancer, they'll be going to community groups, places where you would find groups of older people primarily.
And obviously you're doing this because you expect people to take more notice if the message is coming from somebody who's suffered themselves.
Yes, that's what we've found is really powerful, is when people hear from people who've actually suffered from the illness and recovered, it has a really lasting impact. The atmosphere in a room changes when people actually hear the stories of their volunteer champions.
And do you think young teenagers will take notice?
We really hope so. One of our volunteers is herself in her 30s and a very sporty lady, and she suffered skin cancer herself, she believes, as a result of being out in the sun when she was younger, cycling and playing sports. So we hope that by young people seeing people like that who isn't that much older than themselves, that will have an impact on them.
That's Westbank Healthy Living Centre's Lucy DeGaris talking to Wendy Buckingham. Much more about skin cancer and what you can do to help prevent it still to come here on BBC Radio Devon. It's 7:08.